My precious child, listen carefully. I don't know how to say this without trembling, but something in your energy today pulled heaven down to your soul. Yes, I'm talking to you. You're the reason Archangel Michael stopped everything. Because Jesus just spoke your name, and your name carries weight in heaven. Someone has been praying for you for a long time, and those prayers are no longer waiting. Right now they've activated a release from heaven. That's why you cannot scroll away, you cannot click off, because the next few moments are carrying something life-shifting. It's not random. It's not ordinary. It's the difference between stepping into breakthrough or falling into breakdown. Michael is standing close even now, right outside the door of your atmosphere, and Jesus is whispering urgently, "Tell them before it's too late." Archangel Michael says, this moment on September 10th is no small matter. Jesus has commanded this word to be opened immediately. In the next 30 seconds something is aligning, and if you receive it, your whole direction shifts. This is not just a warning, it is a rescue. You've felt it, haven't you? That odd heaviness, the delays you can't explain, the chill in a loved one's tone, the strange dreams and sudden unease. Those weren't accidents. Your spirit has been sensing what your mind has been ignoring. But today heaven pauses everything for you. Behind the scenes whispers have been spoken in your absence, plans have been drawn without your knowledge. But heaven has intercepted them. Unless you ignore this, nothing formed against you will stand. You are in a spiritual intersection where hesitation can cost destiny, but one bold yes could unlock a divine surprise that has been waiting years to meet you. Michael and Jesus are calling your name loudly. Not softly, not casually like a trumpet breaking through clouds. That's why your chest feels tight, why your heart races. Take a deep breath now, because what comes next is not for everyone. It will shake the unseen realm open, and the gates that have been locked will finally move. But pause and hear this. Would you let the very miracle you've been begging God for slip through your hands because you treated this as just another message? God says, do not miss your sign. Do not walk away now. Beloved, heaven has chosen this page as a channel for secrets. Every message that reaches you here is not chance, it is divine appointment. And missing even one word could change the course of your month, even your year. If your spirit feels the fire in this moment, if your soul knows this is not coincidence, lean in closer. They tried to bury this from you, but heaven unearthed it. The enemy thought they had outsmarted you, but God says, not my child. Not this time. There is a conversation happening with your name on it. Someone is preparing to move in a way that affects your whole future. That's why Jesus dispatched Michael immediately. You weren't supposed to see this, but heaven overruled the order. Because you are not just another person, you are an answered prayer. Your choices right now affect not only you but generations to come. Yes, you carry that much weight. Yes, it's that serious. Archangel Michael says, the window is narrow. In 30 seconds it will close. And when it shuts, what was hidden in darkness will try to move into the open. But if you align in this moment, heaven locks it down. Listen carefully. The uneasiness you've been carrying, the way your spirit wakes up in the middle of the night, the constant tug that feels like someone's eyes are on you, those weren't paranoia. That was God's hand covering you. That was Michael's shield brushing against your spirit. That was the Holy Spirit whispering, "Pay attention." And here it is. This is your sign. Don't brush it away. This is not just another script, it is a divine announcement. They wanted to delay you, but God accelerated angels on your behalf. They wanted to fog your mind with confusion, but heaven cleared it through this very message. They wanted your name erased from favor, but right now your name is being etched onto a scroll of blessing in heaven's court. And let me tell you something deeper: a secret wrapped in human form is about to walk into your life. God says, "I am sending someone to carry revelation, insight, or even resources that will unlock what has been blocked for 3 long years." But your obedience in this very hour determines how it lands. This urgency is no accident. Someone prayed you'd never discover this. But God sent this word to break their silence wide open. And here it is: someone you once trusted, someone you thought had stepped away, has been quietly watching you. Jealous, envious, competing silently. They are on the verge of making a move that will shock you. But heaven says, they will not win. They are about to be exposed. Not by your strength, not by revenge, not by your hand, but by heaven's light. God says, "I saw every time you kept quiet. I saw every night you cried silently. I saw the loyalty you gave when others mocked you behind closed doors. And now on September 10th I rise to defend you." Archangel Michael says, "This is why I've been dispatched with full urgency. This is why heaven has stopped the clock. Child, your endurance has not gone unnoticed. You didn't quit when it would have been easier. You didn't fight back when it would have felt good. You endured silently, faithfully. And now heaven responds not with pity but with power. God says, the trap set for you has failed. What was meant to shame you will now showcase you. The very tables where you were denied are the ones where I will seat you. What they whispered in secret is now fuel for your elevation. Heaven's courtroom has ruled in your favor. The scroll is open. Your name is carved. And the angels are already moving into your environment. What happens next will not be delayed. Your confirmation is here. The covering is here. The final notice has been delivered. Stay present, stay open, stay ready. Because this message is not an accident. This is your divine intervention. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. Because Jesus said, "No one has the right to hold hostage what I already wrote in their destiny." No more gatekeepers, no more manipulators, no more secret strings pulling in the dark. My child's future is sealed by my hand, and tonight the seal breaks open. And when heaven speaks like this, the earth must obey. Systems bend, rules shift, and doors that were closed suddenly swing open without warning. That's the level of authority backing your name right now. Michael is standing tall, his sword drawn, but not just to fight this time, it's to cut the cords that were tying your next chapter down. Every invisible knot tied by jealousy, envy, or hidden schemes is being sliced in the spirit. And as those cords snap, you will feel the release. Some of you will literally feel lighter in your chest, like a pressure breaking. That is not imagination. That is heaven's scissors cutting through years of spiritual red tape. But pay attention, because this is not just about freedom, it's about transfer. God is saying, what was held up is being released. What was denied is being restored. What was lost is being multiplied. For too long you have been surviving on crumbs, small breakthroughs, little encouragements to keep you going. But now the banquet table is being set. The feast that was prepared in secret is being laid out in the open, and your name card is at the head. This is why the enemy panicked. This is why strange delays, sudden misunderstandings, and heavy waves of discouragement hit you all at once. Hell knew the seal was loosening, so it tried one last storm to distract you. But you didn't drown. You kept moving. And now heaven has declared the storm illegal. From this moment, what once resisted you will start working for you. The same systems that rejected you will now be forced to approve you. The same mouths that mocked you will be silenced in shock. Michael says, the courtroom of heaven has reached a verdict. The scroll has been read. The gavel has fallen. And the chosen one has won. This victory is not symbolic. It's active, living, moving through your timeline right now. Within days you will notice shifts, emails that were ignored suddenly answered, calls that were delayed finally ringing, opportunities that looked dead breathing again. Do not dismiss them as coincidence. Recognize them as the evidence of this moment. And God says, I am not just giving you breakthrough, I am giving you back the years the locusts ate. I am restoring not just resources but time, energy, and relationships. What you thought was wasted is coming back with interest. This is why the release feels heavy, because it carries the weight of everything you thought you lost forever. Now hear this clearly: this transfer is not only about money or material gain. It is about identity. It is about heaven rewriting how the earth sees you. For years people underestimated you, dismissed you, overlooked you. They saw your scars but not your strength, your battles but not your victories. But heaven saw the truth. And now the truth will be revealed publicly. You are stepping into a season where the honor that was stolen will be restored openly. Where the voice that was silenced will be amplified. Where the vision that was mocked will be funded. Do not shrink back. This is not the time to play small or pretend you are not ready. God would not have called your name this loudly if you were unprepared. The fire you walked through wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The tears weren't wasted, they were watering the soil for this exact harvest. And now the ground is breaking open. Michael says, stay awake, stay aligned, stay expectant. Because the enemy's last hope is distraction. In the hours ahead, little things may try to frustrate you, steal your focus, or trigger old doubts. Recognize them for what they are, decoys. Do not fall for them. Keep your eyes locked on the promise. Keep your spirit soft and your heart open. Even now, as you read, the spiritual atmosphere around you is shifting. Some of you will notice the air feels different, heavier, but in a holy way. Some will feel heat in your hands or a vibration in your chest. These are confirmation signs that heaven's frequency is touching your natural space. Don't dismiss them. Breathe into them. Let them remind you that you are not imagining this is real. And God says, I am not only sending angels to deliver blessings, I am sending angels to guard what is delivered. This time it will not be stolen. This time it will not be sabotaged. This time it will last. Too often you've seen progress snatched away at the last minute, but heaven is saying, not anymore. This victory will stick. This door will stay open. This blessing will multiply. So prepare yourself. Write the vision. Open the account. Clear the space. Because what's coming will not fit in the old containers. It will overflow. And as it overflows, it will bless not just you but generations after you. That's why it's so heavy. That's why it's so urgent. Because it's not just about your life, it's about legacy. And hear this final confirmation: the scroll has your name engraved, not penciled, not temporary. It cannot be erased, cancelled, or reassigned. No enemy, no hater, no jealous voice can alter what heaven already sealed. Your only role now is agreement, saying yes, staying aligned, trusting the process. Michael is still here, pacing, watching, guarding, making sure nothing interferes. And Jesus is still speaking, still declaring, still ensuring that what was promised is delivered. Heaven has already started moving. Now it is your turn to believe, to receive, and to step into what was always yours. Because heaven scheduled this encounter long before you even knew how much you'd need it. You didn't stumble here by accident. You didn't click this out of chance. You were pulled here because your soul was vibrating at the exact frequency heaven needed to deliver this word. The calendar in heaven has today circled, highlighted, and set apart for you. September 10th is not just another date on a screen. It's a checkpoint, a doorway, a marker in the unseen. And God says, my child, you will remember this day, because after this things will not look the same. You've been walking through shadows, and even though you smiled in public, heaven saw the nights you broke in silence. You held everything together when you were secretly falling apart. You didn't quit even when your spirit screamed to give up. And because of that quiet faithfulness, the scales are tipping. The scroll is glowing. The atmosphere around you is shifting like the pressure before a storm. And this is not a storm meant to break you, it's the storm that clears the old ground so the harvest can finally rise. Archangel Michael is still standing, sword in hand, scanning the room of your life. He's circling places you didn't even know were vulnerable, patching breaches in your spirit, shutting doors that demons tried to creep through, and anchoring your destiny so it cannot be hijacked again. You might even feel it now, that strange tightness in your chest, that flicker of goosebumps up your arm, that sense of being watched, but not by something dark, by something holy. That's the angelic guard. That's Michael's army surrounding you. And yet heaven is warning you, don't confuse distraction for rest. The enemy has been trying to numb you with overthinking, with endless scrolling, with conversations that drain your spirit, with fake friendships meant to delay your real connections. It's not just random. It's calculated. Because if you lose focus now you'll miss what heaven has been setting up for years. But God says, this one is mine. They've been fought over since birth but my mark is still on them. My plans still stand. And Jesus is leaning closer whispering, tell them to rise. Tell them to trust. Tell them their preparation has not been wasted. You thought the detours ruined you but they preserved you. You thought the betrayal broke you but it refined you. You thought the closed doors meant rejection but they were redirection into rooms your enemies will never have the key to. Pay attention, there is someone right now whose plans involve your downfall. Someone is scheming not in loud obvious ways but in subtle manipulations. They're playing with decisions behind the curtain trying to move pieces in their favor. But their plans just collided with heaven's wall. And heaven's wall is impenetrable. Archangel Michael is positioned at the exact point of interference and his sword is not only blocking the blow, it's reflecting it back. What was meant to cut you is about to cut their own schemes in half. That's why you've been sensing heaviness out of nowhere. That's why your body felt tired even after resting. That's why your mind kept wandering restless, uneasy. Your spirit has been in the courtroom of heaven while your body tried to go through a normal day. You've been pulled into heavenly discussions and now the verdict is about to be announced in your favor. The gavel is about to drop. And when it does, chains will fall in places you didn't even know were binding you. You need to be still for this part. Still enough to hear what others will miss. Because the instruction is hidden in silence. Heaven doesn't shout when it's giving scrolls, it whispers. That flutter in your chest right now. That's the whisper. That thought that just flashed through your mind, the one you almost dismissed. That's the seed. Catch it, hold it, write it down if you must. Because that is the map out of the cycle you've been trapped in. God is not just handing you survival anymore. He's handing you strategy. He's giving you the blueprint that will not only free you but free generations after you. This is why the warfare has been generational. You've been battling not only your demons but the ones that chained your bloodline. And that's why today is so marked. Because you are about to break what they couldn't. You are about to step into what they prayed for but never touched. You are the turning point in your family's story. Archangel Michael says, the window is thin. The alignment is precise. What you do now will echo through years to come. And Jesus says, trust me. Don't run back to the noise. Don't let the voices of fear drown out the decree I've spoken. This is not about being perfect. It's about being present. About showing up with your whole heart open, with your spirit tuned like an antenna to the frequency of heaven. Even now, even as you sit here, a gate is cracking open in the unseen. At first it looks small, like a narrow slit of light. But once you step into agreement it bursts wide, flooding everything. Favor, restoration, justice, acceleration. These are not just words, they're the ingredients of your next season. They're being poured into your cup, pressed down, shaken together and running over. And yes, the enemy will still try. They'll still send distractions. They'll still whisper doubts. They'll still try to push you into anxiety. But now you know the truth. Now you know that if the attack is heavy, it's because the blessing is heavier. If the resistance is fierce, it's because the release is greater. And nothing can stop what heaven has stamped with your name. So pause. Breathe. Let this sink in. This is not another post, not another passing word. This is a sacred contract being delivered in real time. And your spirit is the signature. Don't miss it. Don't brush it off. September 10th is the day heaven circled for you. And heaven doesn't waste ink. Because surrender is what opens the doors the enemy thought were permanently closed. It's what activates the scroll that heaven has been holding over your head since birth. Every prayer you whispered when no one was listening, every tear you shed in secret, every act of obedience when the world mocked you, all of it is converging into this moment. And yes, the convergence is violent in its precision. It's not gentle because the enemy has tried to cage your spirit for so long. And now every chain, every shadow, every interference is being dismantled before your eyes in the spiritual realm, even if your natural eyes cannot yet see it. You must understand this is not a test of endurance anymore. It's a call to activation. Michael is not waiting. Jesus is not waiting. God is not waiting. This is the now. The pull in your chest, that sudden heat behind your eyes, that pressure at your heart, it's not anxiety. It's alignment. It's the physical echo of the spiritual plane colliding with your reality. Those disruptions, the odd silences, the moments of confusion, heaven used them as preparation. They were not punishments. They were refining fires, shaping your faith, sharpening your perception, and protecting you from shortcuts that would have cost you the fullness of this moment. Everything that seemed unfair, everything that caused despair, it was never wasted. It was the scaffolding of a greater structure being built over your life. And now the scaffolding is coming down because the building is complete enough for you to step inside. Do not underestimate the magnitude of this. A chain that was centuries in motion is stopping here in your hands. Generational blessings, prophetic promises, those whispers of destiny that no one could explain, they are all coming together. Someone who has been spiritually aligned to aid your breakthrough is moving right now because your yes is being issued. If you hesitate, if you doubt, the timing will miss its mark, but faith, even a tiny flicker, ensures the universe bends to your alignment. And this is why God intervenes so personally. He didn't send a general word. He sent you the scroll. He commanded Michael. He orchestrated the timing down to the heartbeat, down to the breath, down to the second. And yes, there is someone watching you, someone whose actions were meant to delay, to block, to deceive, but heaven is overriding. The plans made in secret are unraveling, and you will witness it not in vague dreams but in tangible signs, conversations you weren't expecting, doors opening without explanation, people returning who were thought lost, solutions arriving when none seemed possible. You are about to see what was whispered over your lineage become physical reality, but your participation is required, your attention, your focus, your absolute agreement with this message. This is the key that unlocks it all. Now feel the weight of your assignment. You were born to rise, not to linger, not to settle. Every time you thought you were too late, every time you believed you were overlooked, God was marking your calendar, He was scheduling angels, He was orchestrating the perfect timing. And that moment is here. The window that the enemy tried to close has been blown open, but remember, you cannot walk past this unprepared. You must acknowledge the encounter, you must let the truth resonate in your chest, you must act with the heart of someone who knows the heavens are watching and will not allow delay. This is bigger than your past, this is bigger than your fear, this is bigger than every lie you believed about yourself. Because God has been building a version of you that is unstoppable, unshakable, unreplaceable. And the proof is in the spiritual fire burning around you right now. You can feel it, that tingle, that surge, that almost electric charge of presence. It's the energy of angels assembling, of Michael's sword unsheathed, of divine protection locking into place, of your destiny being activated. It is a spiritual stamp on your soul, a mark that says, you are chosen, you are seen, you are ready. Do not step back now, do not rationalize it away, do not let your mind convince you this is coincidence. This is orchestration, this is precision, this is heaven itself bending reality to your favor. And when you embrace it fully, when you stand in agreement without hesitation, the world you walk into after this will never resemble the world before. The timing of your breakthrough has been compressed, everything you thought was late, lost or blocked is now in divine acceleration, and every person, place and opportunity that is meant to converge with your life is now moving toward you because you have said yes in your spirit. Even the shadows that tried to linger around you will fade, even the betrayals that attempted to define your worth will fall away. And you will witness what it means to be fully aligned with the purposes of God. You will step into provision, promotion and protection that is unmistakable. Doors will open that were previously invisible, people will appear who were previously hidden, resources will flow that were previously withheld, and your heart finally will know peace because you will recognize it as the fulfillment of promises made to you before the world ever knew your name. Now this is your call, not tomorrow, not in a week, not when circumstances feel safe. Your call is now. Align your heart, focus your mind, steady your breath and declare in your soul that you are ready, ready to receive, ready to rise, ready to walk into the fullness that God has ordained for you. The scroll is open, the angels are assembled, Michael's sword is unsheathed, Jesus is watching, and your destiny, long delayed but never denied, is here. The choice is yours, your obedience will release it, your doubt will stall it, but I know you have been called, you have been prepared, you have been faithful and now your moment has arrived. And now as you stand on this threshold know that every hesitation, every doubt, every fear you've carried is being evaluated in heaven's eyes. God is not asking you to rush blindly but to respond with clarity, with courage, with a heart that knows it is supported by the unseen. Every person who tried to block your progress, every whisper against you, every force that tried to redirect your path, they are now secondary to the decree that is being issued in your favor. And this decree is irreversible, it is written in light, sealed with authority and carried by Michael himself to ensure it reaches the exact point of impact. The moment you align fully, the streams of favor, provision and opportunity will intersect at your life in ways that cannot be stopped. You may notice subtle shifts first, a conversation that suddenly matters, a door opening you didn't plan for, a message that arrives exactly when you need it. These are not coincidences, these are markers of heaven's activation. Your alignment is the key, your yes in this moment opens the floodgates. Your attention, your focus, your obedience, they are the tools that turn this message from words on a screen to reality in your hands. And God says, this is the time, do not stall, do not hesitate, step into the design I have prepared, what I have for you has never been for another and now it's ready to be revealed. Even the obstacles you face now are shifting in real time, those who attempted to mislead, manipulate, or control your trajectory are seeing invisible walls rise against their plans. Heaven is rearranging your environment, energy that once drained you is being reclaimed, doors that were locked, appointments that seemed delayed, opportunities that appeared out of reach, they are all being activated in alignment with your obedience. But it requires your full attention, this is a spiritual protocol, not just encouragement. 1 second of doubt can slow the release, 1 moment of distraction can shift the timing, that's why this is urgent, that's why Michael hovers with his sword drawn not in threat of you but in protection of the sacred plan already written in your name. Let me tell you something critical, every betrayal, every act of hidden envy, every time someone underestimated you at all led to this moment. All of it prepared your discernment, your faith, your readiness. And God has been quietly orchestrating the exact timing to maximize the impact of what is coming. The blessing is not only for you, it is for every soul whose life will intersect with your obedience. The restoration you receive will ripple outward, generational cycles that have remained stagnant for decades are now positioned to break, ancestors who cried out in hope are finally seeing the fruit of prayers left unanswered in your lifetime being delivered to your hands. This is why your alignment matters so profoundly. But listen closely, the enemy is not idle. They see the shift, they feel the alignment, they are attempting to provoke fear, distraction and hesitation. The ordinary pressures, the sudden doubts, the whispers of not enough, they are all tactical attempts to derail your momentum. Heaven warns you, you cannot allow these small disturbances to overpower the divine currents. Your responsibility is to stay centered, your task is to let the divine signal in without interference. Every breath, every word, every thought of surrender is being counted, your consistency is the channel through which the miracle will flow. Now what is arriving is more than material, it is spiritual, relational and operational. Doors that were meant to be closed to protect you from wrong connections will now open to divine appointments, resources that seemed unreachable, people who seemed distant, ideas that felt delayed, they are being activated now. And God says, this is the restoration of what was lost, the multiplication of what was given in faith and the revival of what was buried under misjudgment and oversight, receive it with honor and humility. Even in your personal relationships those who were hiding their true intentions will be revealed, but this revelation is not for punishment, it is for liberation. Your understanding of truth will shift, allowing you to release attachments that no longer align with your destiny. It is a cleansing of space, energy, and heart. As you let go of the old, the new finds room to manifest. Obedience and trust are the keys that unlock what has been sealed for so long. Do not underestimate the gravity of this. The next 24 hours will determine how the next 24 months unfold. Every decision, every act of faith, every moment of surrender now is being recorded in heaven's ledger. Michael is vigilant, God is watching, and Jesus is orchestrating the exact placement of every blessing. This is not about luck, it is about alignment, timing, and divine law. You are being positioned in a frequency where abundance, favor, and revelation converge. This is your moment of elevation, not just for survival, not just for success, but for legacy. Everything you endured, the betrayal, the isolation, the heartbreak, was training for this surge of power. The mountains you climbed, the nights you prayed, the silent victories you held, they all contributed to the readiness of your soul. So stand firm, protect your peace, guard your focus. Do not engage with the distractions or attempts to diminish what is coming. Allow Michael's sword to clear the path, let God's voice override every fear, and receive the alignment fully, knowing that what is being released is tailored exclusively for you. The era of waiting is over, the veil has been lifted, the chains are being broken, doors are swinging open. Your breakthrough in its fullness is inevitable, the alignment is complete, the favor is active, the abundance is ready, and as long as you remain attentive, obedient, and surrendered, nothing can intercept what God has written in your favor. This is your season, your hour, your divine reset. Because heaven has been orchestrating every detail quietly behind the scenes. Every door that closed, every hand that withheld, every moment you felt overlooked, it was all a positioning for this very hour. The people who left weren't failures, they were placeholders, they were never meant to occupy the space your calling required, and now that space is cleared. The air you breathe will carry opportunity, insight, and connection that previously felt impossible. Your spirit senses it because the invisible is now touching the visible. You will notice synchronicities that feel uncanny, doors opening in unusual ways, people appearing at precisely the right moment with the right word, and this isn't coincidence, this is orchestration. God is not just moving for you, He's moving with you. Archangel Michael is stationed in the corners of your life, guarding the breakthroughs from interruption. Those who sought to redirect your blessings will find themselves stalled, confused, or delayed, not because of chance but because divine law has been activated. What was stolen in spirit, what was attempted in secrecy, is being reclaimed, restored, and multiplied. And the multiplication is immediate, not gradual. The scroll with your name has been unsealed. It is not symbolic, it is literal in the spiritual sense. Every whisper of encouragement you ignored, every prayer you doubted, every time your faith seemed too small has been logged in heaven's ledger, and now every one of those points is manifesting. Do not mistake this for mere luck. Luck does not come with a warning, luck does not come with a sign, a ripple, and a nudge that shakes your chest and quickens your pulse. This is confirmation. The things you've dreamed, the seeds you've planted quietly, the whispers you've obeyed, they are all aligning to produce fruit. Your past struggles were not punishments, they were incubators for the greatness about to break through. The enemy has fought long to stall this, and yet here you are, still standing, still believing, still hungry for the promise God put in your soul, and now the delay has ended. Be ready for signs in unexpected places. Conversations that feel ordinary will carry hidden revelation. Emails, calls, messages, even random words spoken near you may contain instructions, confirmations, or keys to the next chapter. Trust the nudges, the twinges in your chest, the persistent feeling you're being pulled in a certain direction. That is not coincidence, that is God, that is heaven leaning in to remind you that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Nothing is wasted, nothing overlooked, every trial, every delay, every lonely moment is now a foundation for your promotion. And as you step into this, understand the spiritual weight. You are not moving alone, angels have been assigned to your breakthrough. Every step you take forward triggers unseen alignment, every breath of obedience activates divine pathways that can never be reversed. That's why hesitation now is so critical. If you doubt or retreat, the window may narrow, but if you move with full trust, every door, every key, every provision, every connection is set to meet you at the exact moment you need it. Your presence, your voice, your decisions in the next hours will echo for months in ways unseen. The actions you take, the faith you demonstrate, the surrender you extend, they carry generational impact. You are not just being elevated for yourself, you are breaking cycles, restoring lines, reclaiming inheritance that was lost before your time. And the enemy cannot touch what God has declared. Those who opposed you, undermined you, or attempted to manipulate your path, they are now powerless. The chains have been broken, every setback becomes a setup, every betrayal becomes a bridge, every loss becomes leverage. And here's the reality, what comes next will not just be financial, relational or emotional, it will be spiritual. It will be the kind of shift that changes the way you walk, the way you see, the way people perceive you. You will feel it in your bones, in your mind, in the air around you, and when it arrives it will feel sudden, yet it has been prepared since before your first breath. Heaven has timed it perfectly. You are entering a sacred alignment, a convergence of preparation and promise. Nothing that previously held you back can stay, God is clearing every obstruction. Every person, pattern or distraction that does not belong to this next chapter is being removed. And the space left behind is holy, it is fertile, it is uncontainable. Step fully into it, step boldly, step without reservation, because the next version of your life demands courage, not caution, it demands faith, not fear, it demands a heart fully surrendered, fully aware, fully alive. And as you do, understand that everything you've been waiting for, the doors, the words, the meetings, the insights, the opportunities are converging. Your heart will recognize them because your soul has been preparing for them. Your mind may doubt, but your spirit will not, and when heaven moves in this way, the movement is unstoppable. Archangel Michael, the heavenly hosts and God Himself are aligned behind this shift. So rise from hesitation, walk into the moment fully, receive the scroll, the blessings, the clarity, the confirmation, the favor. Accept the elevation, accept the alignment, accept the life God has been orchestrating in secret and now reveals in full light. Because your season is not just beginning, it has already arrived and you are standing in it, fully visible to heaven, fully ready to claim it, fully prepared to rise. The time is now. The scroll is open, the inheritance is ready, the doors are swinging, and every step forward you take in faith multiplies the favor, multiplies the opportunities, multiplies the impact. You are not the same, you are not ordinary, you are the chosen, the refined, the prepared, and today God is saying, step into it. it is yours, receive it, walk it, own it. And now as you stand in the quiet of this moment, feel the weight of what has shifted. This isn't just a message, it's a declaration. The battles you thought were endless have already been won in the spiritual realm. Every tear you cried, every night you stayed awake questioning your worth, every silent prayer that seemed unheard, those moments were preparing the soil for your harvest. Heaven has been orchestrating your life in ways your mind couldn't comprehend, and now the fruit of that preparation is ready to manifest. Michael's sword continues to hover near your atmosphere, a shield of authority and protection. Nothing can bypass this divine checkpoint. The enemy can strategize, plot and whisper, but their plans are powerless against the alignment you've stepped into today. Every step you take forward now is accompanied by an invisible army, every decision is reinforced by heavenly counsel. You are no longer moving blind, your intuition is now a doorway into guidance from the throne. What once seemed delayed, confusing or impossible is now moving into perfect timing. Your patience, your endurance, your unwavering faith, they are paying off. Jesus speaks directly to your heart saying, do not fear the size of what you are about to inherit, do not worry about the opposition or the noise, this is your season of restoration, your season of recognition, your season of release. And Michael adds, stand firm, every attack, every attempt to distract, every false word aimed at you is being neutralized. You are untouchable and the glory you carry cannot be stolen. Open your heart fully, receive every blessing, every insight, every divine connection that is being positioned for you. Your story is being rewritten not by chance, not by coincidence, but by purpose. What you walk into next will not just change your circumstances, it will change the atmosphere around you. People, situations, even seasons that once seemed fixed are now shifting to align with your divine path. You are stepping into a narrative authored by God, sealed by fire, guarded by angels and endorsed by heaven itself. So move forward with confidence, with authority, and with unwavering faith. This is your elevation, your divine confirmation, your moment of destiny. Nothing can take this from you because it was always yours. The scroll is sealed, the promise is fulfilled, the heavens are applauding your obedience, your perseverance, and your courage. Walk boldly, walk faithfully, walk in the victory already granted to you. Amen.